What time of day is it? Let's establish that.
Noon, early morning, late morning.
Okay. Late morning, around noon. Are you alone?
No.
What do you sense is with you? Or who?
A Nepalese guide.
Mm-hmm. So you're in the company of a Nepalese guide.
Yeah.
So for a moment, can you get a sense of your body?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about yourself? What does it feel like?
I'm wearing gold.
You're wearing gold. As in gold jewelry or golden colored garments?
Gold colored garments.
Excellent. Are you male or are you female?
I'm male.
You're a male. Excellent. How old do you think you are, approximately?
30.
Around 30.
35.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And what could you tell me about your physical appearance? How are you built? Are you slim? Are you tall?
I'm tall, but not skinny, but tall.
Mm-hmm. What is the color of your skin?
I'm like Nepalese.
Mm-hmm. Light brown.
Mm.
Excellent. What can you tell me about your head, your face? Do you have any hair?
I have a beard.
You have a beard.
I have a gold hat.
You're wearing a gold hat. What shape is that hat?
It's round. It comes to a point.
Yeah.
In the middle, but it's got like soft cushions, but it's very ornamental, almost like I'm a king.
Mm-hmm. Feels very regal, very royal.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand. But you have no hair on your head except for the beard? So there is a hat, but no hair.
I have black hair.
You have black hair.
Yeah.
How long is your hair?
It's a ponytail that goes down the back.
Wow. Is it long?
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. And so, what are you doing there with your Nepalese guide? What is the purpose of this trip, being in the mountains?
I'm a rock outcropping. I'm in meditation or prayer or looking out over the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I should be addressing people, but I'm looking out over the mountain.
And are you sitting or are you standing?
Standing.
Okay. Where is your guide?
It's to my left.
On your left. What is his age? Is he young? Is he old?
He's older.
He's older.
There's two there now. One's younger, one's older.
Okay. And they're both on either side of you?
No, they're to my left.
They're both on your left. What do they call you when they address you? So they want to say something to you. They address you. What do they call you?
Noir.
Noir. Okay. Do they make a certain gesture to you when they say that?
They bow.
They
with
bow.
hands folded. Just a short bow.
Yeah. With their hands folded in Namaste?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they bow forward shortly. And they call you Nawar. Okay. When you hear that, how does that make you feel? How does that resonate within you? That name or that sound?
Just absolute certainty and clarity and knowing.
Yeah.
Confident, but as real as the mountains are around us.
Wow. Excellent. And so tell me a little bit about your golden garments. Can you describe me how you wear them?
It's just like a cape that goes to the ground
Mm-hmm.
and then covers my hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like I guess it's gold jewelry that comes down, covers my chest too. It's like necklaces.
Not like a breastplate?
More
They're
like
just
a
really,
breastplate.
yeah, like a breastplate.
Yeah.
And they're solid gold. Are they heavy?
It's a little heavy, but it's comfortable.
Okay.
It is a breastplate.
It's like a breastplate. And what does this represent?
Royalty, I guess.
Royalty.
Or regalness.
Yeah. Anything else? Are you wearing anything on your hands or your wrists? Just the breastplate.
I've got rings and some bracelets.
Can you look at your rings? On which hand are you wearing the rings?
I've got a red ruby ring on my right hand.
Mm-hmm.
Very big.
Sounds beautiful. And then on your left?
Just other rings. But nothing, no big stone.
Just gold? Okay. What about the bracelets?
The one on the right is like a solid piece, almost like a wrist guard. It's about 4 inches long, 3 inches long. It's emeralds and jewels around the edges and design. Very ornate. It's on the right wrist. The left wrist has more just like individual hoops, but close together.
Are they all gold
Yeah.
in appearance? Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds quite something. A lot of jewelry you're wearing there.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Now, so let's establish you're there with two guides. One is older, one is younger. You're very, sorry, you're very regal. Are you wearing any shoes? Can you look down to your feet? Tell me if you're wearing anything on your feet.
And they're just wrapped in like a leather or fur, tied around my feet.
Okay. Is that because it's cold up there?
Yeah, I think it is.
Excellent. So you came there to meditate, you just told me.
Yeah.
What kind of meditation do you do? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
projecting from the heart and expanding through my mind. It's a standing meditation.
It's a standing meditation. Okay.
And it's like my presence is going out over the mountains, over the rocks, and also up into space.
Wow.
Just very expansive.
It sounds like it. Do you do this every day at the same spot, or just today?
I do it often. I don't know if it's every day.
Okay.
The guides are telling me it's time to go.
Excellent. So let's go. Where are you heading?
Walking along a small stairway, but it's carved into the cliff. And where I was very tall, a very isolated rock outcrop, and we're going back downhill now.
Okay.
Along the side of a wall.
Excellent.
Now there's some trees are showing up. Very steep, and it's quite a long way to go to step all the way down to it.
So where is this stairway, where is this leading to?
Looks like a temple.
Yes. So I have now moved you to the temple. You arrived in the temple. Tell me about the temple. Are you inside? Are you outside?
I'm outside, moving inside now. It's lots of very old stone archways.
Is it a big structure? The temple itself?
Yeah, it's quite large.
It's quite large. Is it made of stone?
Yes.
Is it carved out the mountain?
Some of it is, but it's kind of like nestled in there.
Yeah.
So I'm walking inside now.
Are there stairs leading into it?
Yes.
Yeah. How many steps?
12, 10.
About 10, 12. They're going up or they're going down?
They're going up.
They're going up. So how is the entrance to the temple?
It seems like a side chamber, not the main entrance. It's small, like tall and narrow, and the doorway the door entrance comes to a point at the top.
Okay, so it's big. The door is big.
Yeah.
What is it made of, the door?
It's wood with like wrought iron hinges and.
Does it have a color? Did they paint it, or is it wood color?
It's brown.
It's brown, and it has metal hinges.
Yeah, black metal.
Exactly. Excellent. You're doing really well. And now we leave that little side room and we step into the actual temple room, the main space, the sacred space. Can you describe that to me?
I'm coming in from the side, I'm elevated, and I'm looking down a hall. And it's very, very big, domed, a series of domed, pointed ceilings. And there's the supports come down with stone along both sides. It's a very long hall, probably 35, 40 feet tall.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you alone, or is there other Nepalese people? Any beings there?
Yes, they're all kneeling, bowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Like kneeling on the ground, bowing down, like facing me.
Who's they?
I don't know if they're fellow monks or just people.
Can you get a close-up? Are they just male, or is it a mixed crowd? Male and female?
Just male.
Just male. And do you think they are just your fellow monks? Are they all wearing the same robes? In the same color? Or is it mixed?
It's tough for me to see them.
That's okay. We'll give it a moment. But you have a very strong presence that there is a crowd and they're bowing down.
Mm.
Okay, so you walk in front of them?
Yes. Now taking a seat at a chair.
Mm-hmm. Is it like a throne or what is it?
Yeah, it's like a throne.
Is it big?
It's pretty big.
And it has ornaments?
Yeah, it's ornate.
Ornate. So you're seated on this throne, and then what happens? What do you do there?
People are coming down the aisle on different things, carrying some are going to the left, some are going to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And some are seated now, coming in, seated behind, like to my left and to my right, on a second level.
Yeah. When you say they carry things, is that like offerings? Are they for you, or is this maybe offerings for a ceremony?
I think it's some kind of ceremony.
It's some kind of ceremony. Are you the one leading the ceremony?
It's like I'm overlooking it.
You're overlooking it. So, what does it entail, this ceremony? Is there any sound?
Yeah, it's Chinese music, basically.
Mm-hmm. Is it just voices or is it instruments?
Instruments.
What kind of instruments?
Drums, like cymbals,
Mm-hmm.
various gongs,
Yeah.
and then the like high-pitched string music, like
Yeah.
an off-key violin.
Okay. Okay.
They're laying things down at the kind of like to the side of where I'm at in the medium level.
Yeah.
Garments, gold incense, like
How does this make you feel? What is your overriding or your underlying sense of this?
there's tremendous respect for me, but it's kind of like neutral to me. I know they're just part of the pageantry, not part of anything. They're part of the ritual, not part of the power of the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like it's a necessary function.
Yes. And this ceremony, And this temple, would you say, is this within any sort of religious or philosophical context? What would you say? Is it Buddhist, or what is your impression?
Well, I'm not wearing orange or anything like that, so
No.
it's more,
Maybe a local tradition?
yeah, Confucius or something.
Confucius. Okay.
There's some very old the elders have long white beards.
Okay. How many elders are there?
The first 2 rows, probably 20 across each, so 40.
Yeah.
And there's many people behind them.
Mm-hmm. What do these elders represent?
I think they're the high teachers of some kind of group, monastery group.
Okay. Excellent. So I would like you to leave this scene behind for a moment. So we're leaving the scene behind. And I'm taking you back to when you were 1 year old in the life of Noir. I've taken you back to when you were 1 year old in the life of Noir. Where are you?
I'm in a crib. Must be my mother, beautiful Asian woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a garden, or like in a side room that is very open to trees and a garden.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And she's it's almost like China.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Asian.
Mm-hmm. How old do you think your mother is? More or less. Is she young? Is she
She's young.
around 20s?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you describe her?
Long, straight black hair, very fair skin. Smooth skin.
Mm-hmm. And what is she wearing?
She's wearing white with a almost like a band, a couple bands, gold bands around her head,
Okay.
with a white veil coming down her back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how does that feel? What is your overall sense of being this little baby in the crib?
And now she's holding me. She's tremendous energy of white, pure light coming from her heart. There's
Wow.
a tremendous amount of love.
Wow. Beautiful. Wow. You must have a very strong connection to your mother.
Mm.
And she must be very happy to have you.
Extremely.
Extremely happy. Are you her only child? Do you sense any siblings?
No.
No. Is there a father figure?
King.
So your father is the king.
Mm.
Can you describe him to me?
He's tall. very like Chinese Oriental, black beard, like a Confucius, black mustache beard.
Mm-hmm.
His cap is like gold, but then with red, almost like it's like a helmet, but it comes around and then goes to the top.
Okay.
And then maybe does one more.
Yeah. Sort of layer on top.
Yeah.
Kind of like a sculpture, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's black?
No, it's gold with red.
It's gold with red, sorry. Well, it sounds very, very ornate. But when you say he's tall, that's kind of interesting because in general Chinese people are not so tall.
Yeah, well,
He is tall.
Yeah.
Yeah? How tall is he relative to your mother?
Probably a foot taller than her.
Yeah. Excellent. And so, when we focus back on your mom, who sounded so beautiful, with all this beautiful light emanating from her heart, so when you connect back with her in that energy, what does she call you? So your mother cradles you, your mother calls you. She calls your name.
Tintin, Chan, or Tintin, Chan, something like that.
Ting Ting or Chang. So the Nawar that we hear later is a different name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chan Tin.
Chanting. Okay. Excellent. And so, do you live in a palace? In a palace-like building? What are your surroundings?
It's palace. It's very nice.
Is it like a pagoda style? How would you describe it?
It's up on a hill and it's overlooking like a river valley.
Mm-hmm. Is it only one building or is it more than one building, like a compound style?
It's a compound, but it's the buildings are laid up alongside the mountain, with the mountain to our back, overlooking the river.
Okay. Is that the same mountain where you go to meditate?
I think that's further up.
It's further up. Excellent. Fine. So now I want you to leave that scene behind, and I am moving you to an important day in the life of the Chinese boy. I have moved you to an important day in the life of the Chinese boy. So tell me where you are.
I'm outside. There's thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a golden red temple, but it's got no sides to it. It's a completely different place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think my father is passed.
So your father is passed?
Yeah, there's a funerals, like
Mm-hmm.
progression ceremony.
Yeah. Where is your mother? Is your mother present?
She walks behind the casket and then I think she pulls off to the left, either keeps walking or is down to the left, but not up on my level. I think she's like 2 or 3 levels down.
So are you overseeing the funeral procession?
Yeah, it's almost like it's in front of me, yeah.
Yeah, it's in front of you. And so, what else happens on this day? So your father passes, your father's passed over.
They crown me.
So they crown. This is your coronation day. Can you tell us a bit about what happens during the coronation?
The people bow, the same priests come up, the elders.
Yeah.
With like a red pillow with some kind of crown on it or something on it. And
something gold looking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they place it on my head.
Okay. How old are you here, more or less? How old do you feel? You're still youngish, I feel.
16, 17.
Yeah, so you're exactly. You're an adolescent still. How does that feel, being only 16 and being crowned king?
I went looking for my mother. I was, still felt like a boy, looking for his mother. But at the same time, it's also, I also know I'm born for this position, and I'm very confident and very certain.
Excellent. And
feel very well supported by the elders.
Okay, that's important. And so it's interesting. So there was no possibility that your mother could become queen.
No.
This is only males. Okay. Does your mother become maybe like an advisor, a regent or something?
Maybe, perhaps, but can I go to the bathroom? Or is that normal?
Well, can we hold on for a little bit?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So the mother has no political function. She holds no position of power. It's only males.
Yeah, just informal within the...
Yes.
Yeah, advising to me.
Yes, excellent. And so, do you take a wife? Are there instructions for you to take a wife?
Yes.
When does this happen?
Not for another 10, 15 years.
Okay, so they wait till you're an adult, so around 30, 35, you're saying?
28, yeah.
At 28?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So I'm moving you to the day of your wedding. I have moved you to the day where you wed your wife. Tell me what happens on this day.
There's parade with a lot of white curtains and people carrying, like where she would sit in the middle. And she's covered, that the whole sheets are over the thing that they're carrying.
Yeah.
I think they even carry her up to the foot of the altar, or the stands, the stone. She's very made up, a lot of white.
Have you met her before? Do you know the woman you're marrying? Or is this the first time you see her?
I think it's the actual first time, but I feel like I know her.
Mm-hmm. Is she younger than you?
Very much, yeah.
How young would you say she is?
17, 15.
Okay. Do you know her name?
Lacey.
Lacey. Excellent. Do you like her?
Yes, very much.
Were you allowed to choose your wife? Or was it an arranged marriage?
I think I was allowed to choose somewhat, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is she from an aristocratic family?
Yes, very much.
Very much so. Okay. So you're happy to get married?
Yes.
Okay. So they carry her up, and then what happens?
She comes up and bows, and then I come down, and the elders come up and say things, and incense is burned, and there's a ceremony.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what is the highlight of your wedding day? So somewhere in the evening, what happens? Is there a big festivity?
Yeah, we went from outside to inside now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting together, and there's lots of, there's been hours of eating and dancing, and we're just observing it, we're not participating.
Mm-hmm.
Although she's already done her, wedding dance for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she danced for you.
Mm-hmm.
How funny. And it was just her or other dancers as well?
She took the lead.
She took the lead, and then there were some others. Mm-hmm. And you liked that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Very nice. So I'm moving you to the moment where you're alone for the first time with your new wife, somewhere during your wedding night. Tell me how that is. Do you share the same chambers, or do you live separate?
No, work together.
Mm-hmm.
Like a round bed.
A round bed?
Yeah, or oval, or...
Mm.
It's not square.
Mm-hmm.
And she's absolutely gorgeous.
Good for you.
She's washing my feet.
Mm.
And then washing my hands. There were people in there, but servants in now, I think.
And they have all sort of
Now
skirted away.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all left.
Yeah.
Okay. Have they made is there any maybe special wedding decoration around your band or in the room where you are?
Looks like flowers and candles.
Very nice.
Very nice, like silk sheets.
Oh. Is it all white? Or do they have a color?
It's like white red on top with a very ornate, like, comforter, and then white sheets underneath.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I'll leave you to your wedding night with your beautiful wife. So now we leave that scene behind. We leave that scene behind, and I'm moving you to the most important day in the life of the Chinese king. I've moved you to the most important day in the life of the Chinese king.
It's a battlefield.
Mm-hmm. What is your part in this battle? Do you lead your army?
Yes.
How is that? How do you find yourself there on the battlefield?
There's lots of signals with drums and flags, and I'm directing.
Okay. Is it all foot soldiers? Are you all on the ground? Or?
There's foot soldiers, but there's also cavalry.
There's cavalry. Are any of you on horseback?
Yeah, I am.
You are. Are you the only one?
No, my staff is, and there's the full cavalry units, horse units.
Yes. And who is your enemy? Who are you fighting?
The word Huns comes to mind, but I don't know.
Okay, we'll stick with that. Huns. Can you have a close-up of your enemy or this army you're fighting?
Yeah, very yeah, they're Huns. They're all dressed in fur with like leather.
Yeah.
Chest guards, vests, and then they've got the fur-lined hats and the gold caps above them.
Yes.
Smaller in stature, with like long, thin mustaches.
Okay. Are they on horseback or are they on foot?
They're both.
They're also both.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about your opponent? Do you feel confident, or how do you feel about this battle?
Very confident and very intense, like thinking strategy and working on timing.
Yeah. And what are you fighting over? What is this battle going to achieve?
I think they've invaded, and this is to stop them.
Okay, they have invaded your territory,
yeah.
Part of your kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any sense where it geographically would be in current day China?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine. But you feel confident that you will stop the invasion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So I now move you to the end of the battle. The battle has ended. And I would like you to tell me, how is the outcome?
It was good. We took, we were victorious, but we took a heavy loss. So my heart saddened, but there's a pass, a mountain pass that they tried to come through, or they came through, and then we isolated them, and then separated them, like cut them off, and then closed the pass.
Excellent. So you're victorious, but you took heavy losses. Okay. And now what happens?
We're going after the last traces of the army to make sure they don't come back.
Okay. Were you trained
Yes.
to be the leader of your army?
Yes.
Did you have proper military training?
Yes.
Okay. Did you like that as a boy?
Yes.
And you were good at it?
Very good with I like the discipline of the sword and the spear play, as a child, and then working with the battle staff.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. So now I would like you to take a moment and think of your wife. Where is she?
She's back at the whatever you call it.
Palace?
Yeah.
Do you have any children by now?
I have 3.
Boys, girls?
2 boys and a daughter.
Who is the oldest?
One of the boys.
Do you feel happy about that?
Yes.
Yes. So the oldest is going to be the next king.
Yes.
Yes. He's the heir to the throne.
Yes.
Is there a name for your royal family?
The actual, what do you mean? Like a family name?
Yes, like the house of something, or these royal families usually either something with dragon or you're a king, you're a royalty. You represent something bigger than that. So who are you? The so-and-so king of
Lao Tse, Lao Chu.
Lao Tse, Lao Tse?
Lao Tse, Lao Chin, Lao Chu, something like that.
Something like that. Okay.
Lao Chin.
Lao Chin. Is there any martial arts?
Yes.
What kind?
Sword and spear. And also looks like some kind of kung fu.
Did you like that?
Yeah, very much.
Very much. Very interesting. Very good. So now I want you to leave that scene behind, and I move you to the last moment of your life as the king. You're in the last moments of the life of the king. Tell me where you are.
Yeah, bedchamber. My children are there on one side, my wife is there as well.
How old are you, more or less?
Quite old. 50s, 60s.
Okay.
Maybe 70.
60, 70. Are you bedridden?
Yes.
What happened to you?
Not sure.
If you get a sense of your body as the king, if you merge with it a bit more, do you feel any pain? Do you feel any discomfort?
Okay. I do, but I'm very close to death. But it's it like broke my lower back.
You broke your lower back. How did that happen?
I think I fell off a horse or got caught with my foot in the stirrup coming off a horse.
Wow. Did this happen in battle?
It may have.
Okay. Is it painful? Can you feel it at all?
No.
No.
I'm
Okay.
paralyzed still.
Okay. And how long ago did that happen? Is that very recent, or have you been like this for a while?
It seems like it's been quite, like
Not very recent.
well, between 2 weeks and a month.
Wow.
There's like an infection that's
Yeah.
developed.
Where? Where is the infection?
I think down like around the waist or something.
Mm-hmm. On your backside.
Mm.
And this is like causing the imminent death.
Yeah.
Yes. Like you said, you were very close to dying. Do you have a fever?
A little bit, yeah.
Mm. Okay. And so you're back at your own palace?
Yeah.
You're in a bed and your whole family is surrounding?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready to go?
I guess so. It seems like it.
Yeah?
Kind of very accepting anyway.
Yes. So what would you like to do with your last moments?
Advise my kids, and my wife is next to me as well.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you would like to say to them or share with them?
I'm passing wisdom to my children, and then telling my wife how much I love her.
No, you may do so. Is your wife upset?
Yeah, she's heartbroken.
Heartbroken, yeah. I can imagine. So do you feel you're ready to go?
Yes.
So would you like to do this transition?
Sure.
Excellent. So do it in your time. It's always very peaceful. So allow your spirit to go where it needs to go. And tell me what happens.
I've left my body. I'm just rising up through the palace and heading, like rising up vertically.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the land for the last time, and then I'm going up to a light, like almost like a magnet being pulled up to a light.
What color is the light?
There's different colors, but there's a white aspect to it, I guess.
But there's different colors as well, you say.
Yeah, sparkling. Yeah.
And this light is like drawing you to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it a nice feeling?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, tell me, what happens now?
I go up through the light and
Mm-hmm.
it's like traveling along this tube of light.
Mm-hmm. Like a tube of light.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What is the color in the tube? The predominant color?
Like a white, but lots of different colors in it as well.
Mm-hmm. Do they have any shape?
It's like a round tube, but it's just also like pulling me forward.
Yes.
Like going through the inside of a garden hose if the garden hose was lit up.
Okay. Okay. Is it a comfortable feeling?
Yeah.
Does it feel pleasant? Yeah. So tell me when you're through. One second. What happens now?
It's like I come to like a light plane, instead of a tube now it's just flat. And I'm approaching a tall light being.
Mm. Very nice. Can you describe the being to me? Do you recognize it?
Feel like I do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more light than anything, but it's also it's taller with like a very long, drawn out, narrow shaped light. Best way to say it.
Mm-hmm. Is it white?
It's like a blue.
Bluish white.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how is this meeting, this connecting with this light being?
It's good.
Does it have a message for you?
Just to talk about how I did.
Mm-hmm. So this is some form of life review.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel you did in this life? The life as the Chinese king. What do you tell him?
There's some things I've learned. At first, there was a little bit of remorse, like I could have done better, but then as I'm going through and we're reviewing everything, it looks like I did pretty good.
Okay. So when you say at first there was a little bit of remorse, what was that about? Remorse about what? Or towards what?
I don't know, maybe dealing with farmers or labor or slaves or something like that.
But then you also said in the end you came out balanced, and so you feel you were a just king? You did well for your people?
Yeah.
Excellent. And then what happens? How do you communicate with this light being?
Projection.
Do you have a feeling you know what it represents?
Yeah, it's the review of the life.
The life reviewer. Okay. And so when you're done with the life review, what happens then?
And I just saw a bunch of light blue lights and different lights, like at the time travel. Very great distance.
Wow. Okay, so do you have a feeling that you're moving at great speed?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Where do you feel this is going? Where do you feel you're traveling to?
I have no idea.
But tell me when you get there. Enjoy the travel. Are you still traveling? You feel you're moving? Yeah? Can you tell me what's happening? Or is it too difficult to talk?
Very hard to describe.
Mm-hmm. But it is pleasant, obviously. Mm-hmm. Are you warm enough?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's almost like a purification process.
Okay.
Or like moving to a light, but I see like a series of very like light blue structures, but like wavelengths, like scalloped on top of each other.
Okay, interesting. Light blue wavelengths. And it feels like some kind of purification, energetic purification process. Are you alone, as in you don't sense any other beings or any other type of consciousness around you?
Mm-hmm. Spinning around like I'm rotating around like a white orb.
Okay. It's not uncomfortable, is it?
No.
No, okay. Good. Would you say, are you somewhere out in the cosmos?
Yeah,
or
right.
nowhere in particular at all?
In the cosmos somewhere.
Okay, in the cosmos. Okay. Are you still spinning?
Yeah, it's like going to a building of lights, but it's like archways.
Mm-hmm.
More light than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Very tough to describe.
Mm-hmm. Any sense of other beings, other consciousness? Just lights.
Yeah, just lights.
Just lights. Tell me when something else happens.
Except for drinking from a crystal chalice.
Whoa.
And there's about 6 of us.
6 of us as in beings?
Yeah, maybe 8.
Mm-hmm. What color are you? Are you in light form?
Yeah, light form.
What color are you?
You want the light blue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's someone's next to me is light blue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, scarlet or purple.
You're scarlet or purple.
And there's other people where they're like their bodies are light blue with the longer colors, you know, and then the head's more light or white.
So are they still in sort of human form, a human outline, or is it just energy body?
And it's the only way I can describe it.
Okay, excellent.
It's light energy body, but I'm seeing like we're drinking from a crystal chalice, as if we're exchanging information or receiving information from a divine source.
Wow. What color is this chalice?
It's like a clear light.
And does it have it has the shape of a chalice? That's what makes you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your innate feeling about the other 6 or 8 beings? Do you feel you know them, or
Yeah.
who do you think they are?
Not sure. Soul family.
Your soul family. And why are you all together drinking from this chalice, from this divine well? What does your innate tell you? What is the reason for this?
I think we're raising up a level. Because we're surrounded by a higher golden light. And we're receiving information.
And what is this information about?
Next life, I think, or just, I don't know, it's like a level of a graduation or moving up a level.
Yes, moving up a level. By receiving this high vibrational divine energy.
Mm-hmm.
Are they kind of like light codes? Is it a kind of a DNA upgrade? What do you think it is?
It's like just a golden essence light.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so where do you go after this?
We're just, what was the question?
Where do you go after this? Are you going to another energetic level?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you getting ready for another incarnation?
Mm-hmm. I think it's almost like we're going to another planet, but just standing above it and working with it somehow.
Can you tell me a little bit about this planet?
It's pretty much just a white ball, a white orb.
Mm-hmm. Is it a physical planet? or just in energy form, in etherical form?
It's etherical, but we're supposed to make it physical.
Ah, so that is part of the mission that you have with these 8 other soul group members. Mm-hmm. Okay. And how do you do that? Making that planet physical? What kind of process is that?
We're working with energy.
Okay. And can you see it taking shape? Can you see its outline in density, in physicality already?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about this planet that you are creating?
There's quite a few working on it with us,
Mm-hmm.
or as us.
Mm-hmm. Is it important? Is there some special importance to this planet?
Combining different elements and protecting it in a white light and then bringing it together.
Mm-hmm.
Adding the components, having them spin.
Will this planet have different type of life forms on it?
Yeah.
Similar to Earth?
No.
No. Different.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds very interesting. So I would like you to spend a last moment in this place with your soul group. May I speak?
Mm-hmm.
So welcome. Higher self, may I call you higher self?
Yes.
Thank you. As James is a theta healer and very advanced in energy work, I'm always very curious to know, to learn which part of the higher self are we communicating with today?
Very high. The highest.
The highest. Like source energy level.
Yes.
Thank you. That is very, very beautiful. Source energy. Thank you for facilitating this beautiful session today. So, as James and myself and many other healers and lightworkers play a part in what we call Earth's Ascension, may I ask you, what is the current update on the Earth Ascension process? How is it going?
It's on schedule. It's moving nice. We've got work to do.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But we are on schedule.
Yes.
And we are on the right timeline.
Yes.
Yes. As I always understood it, as I had learned through information from my higher self, that this is what they would describe as the reset of Atlantis. Because we have, as a collective on Earth, humanity has come to this point 3 times, but never made the transition. And this time, we are on the right timeline to make the transition.
Yes.
Yes, this is correct.
Yes.
Yes, Thank you. Do you have a more specific message? How about the so-called cabal, or let's say the dark forces? What is going on with that?
So far they're being contained.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta be careful.
Mm-hmm. We cannot become complacent.
No.
No. So they're being contained. At the moment they're holding on to whatever positions they have.
Yes, they're being watched.
They're being watched. I was just thinking, the whole current issue with all the pedophilia and the sexual abuse, is this part of the purging that needs to happen? Part of the dark, let's say, agenda and practices that need to be brought to light?
Well, it's been done, so they will, and it exists, so then why hasn't it been stopped?
Mm-hmm.
The truth is finding its way.
The truth is finding its way. Okay. As we are nearing the calendar year of 2017, and we are about to enter our year of 2018, may we know could we have a little peek into what we would call our future? What is the highest probability of events to unfold in the year 2018?
Societal structures will start to crumble, people will start to lose trust in their governments, realizing that the government doesn't suit them. Doesn't serve them. They need freedom and they want freedom.
Wow.
This realization will be on the energetic level.
Mm-hmm. This will be globally, or will this be very strongly locally?
Globally.
Globally.
Global consciousness is what I'm referring to.
Yes, the global consciousness. Is this going to result in any immediate dramatic events in countries like the United States, for instance?
The United States will realize more generically that they're a nation formed by God.
By God.
That their constitution was formed by God.
Mm-hmm.
A bond and a pact with God.
A bond and a pact with God. Wow. And
when they realize that, it will give them, they'll rise in power and rise in focus, rise in a closer connection.
Okay.
Now that's a huge power struggle because there's many people that aren't ready to let the people rule.
Yes.
And let the people be free.
Mm-hmm.
And for them, this will not be good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's the battle right now.
That is the battle that is going on.
Yes.
Yes. How about the planet as a consciousness, Gaia? Will she keep on purging as her more nature disasters in the coming years?
Yes, there'll be contractions and expansions.
Mm-hmm.
And these are just necessary adjustments as the world gets in, the earth gets in its proper position.
Yes. So it's on one level nothing to worry about. It is all keeping the natural step with the ascension process.
So far, yes.
So far, yes. Any big volcanic eruptions?
In 2018.
Yes, or what is the timeline on the volcanic eruptions? Earthquakes?
Italy, Greece, that ring there, and then down by Peru. Peru for earthquakes, a fracture.
So Italy and Greece, and then down in Latin America around Peru?
Yeah, Peru, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Necessary.
Of course.
Yes. What could you tell us about Antarctica? Is there going to be any more explorations, new information being disclosed in the media about Antarctica?
Regarding what?
Regarding all the remnants and ruins of the ancient civilizations that were being buried beneath the ice.
They will keep that secret.
They will keep it secret.
Yes. And it's beneath the ice, and it's a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
It will not be brought to the light.
Not yet. No. How about the beings there? Which non-terrestrial beings are present at Antarctica?
It's kind of a ship or sarcophagus of there's 6 different beings being held there, or being just not being held, just being there.
Holding presence, having a presence, 6 beings. What kind of civilization, what race are these beings? Or what planet do they come from?
Reptilian.
Are they all reptilian?
No.
No. Predominantly?
Yes.
Okay. So what else beside the reptilian?
The Greys.
Greys. Okay. Thank you for offering that information. I understand that for the in the short run, the media are not going to disclose anything about that.
No.
No. Okay. We'll leave it at that, but thank you. So what is James, his role with the theta healing? What can you tell us about that?
Theta healing was used for him to realize who he is and what his powers are, and it's a very structured way for him to understand that and discover that in very organized pieces of information. He got here because he would have never been associated with that in the United States, or never discovered that, never received this, and been able to
advance his evolution.
Well, even relate to the people that he needs to relate to.
And they are all here in Dubai. They will be.
Well, for now, this is who he needs, where he needs to be to learn the people, and then he will be moving to and seeing other people.
Okay. And I think he's doing very well. He's made massive progress in the past few months. He's taking it very serious. He's also hugely enjoying it.
We're pleased with his progress. He's come a long way.
He's come a long way, yes. And so, just as a little bit as an aside, why did James choose to go through the blueprint of this life, being an ex-Marine and finding his true path as a healer? Why? How does his military past play into his healer future?
It's interesting. He needed to learn humility.
Oh.
He needed to learn sacrifice. He needed to learn to think bigger than himself, and his Marine Corps career was a complete failure for him. Mm. But it learned which it was supposed to be. It was designed to be. So the things he needed to learn and take away from that, the positive ones are the positive ones. And that he can now use that as positive learnings to develop and go forward with this next step of his evolution. Mm-hmm. And they were perfectly learned and perfectly realized. And he's learning that now too, that he's peeling away or letting go of the negative learnings and the judgment and the guilt and the shame and the what he saw as a waste. He had to live through that and immerse himself in it and pull back from thinking that the Marine Corps was the true answer. Mm-hmm. And he did that very well. But he's also received the learnings he's need to from of communication, strategy, structure of organization, and also realize what he's fully capable of.
Yeah, so it served him well also in some respects.
As designed.
Yes. Yeah, as designed. Did he opt into this prior to his incarnation? Was this part of his soul contract for this life?
Yes.
Yeah. Is this also James, his last incarnation?
If he chooses, yes.
If he chooses, yeah. Which is for many volunteers. He is a volunteer as in the term coined by my teacher Dolores, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. We had already established that, but it's always nice to hear that on record. So he has some questions about the crystal on his land. So the crystal in Virginia.
Yes.
Will this crystal need to be moved to the mountain field or the river field?
River field.
River field.
There's a rock in the center of that field.
There is a rock in the center?
James hasn't seen it, but he's been told of it. It's been referred to him by the neighbor, and it's in the field. He will see when he gets there. It will work.
And then he will move the crystal to this rock.
Yes.
Why next to the rock? What is the significance of this rock?
It's got to sit on the rock to base the energy from the continent to the center of the earth.
What kind of crystal? What kind of crystal is this big crystal on his land?
Oh, it's a type of quartz.
Is it transparent white?
It's clear.
It's clear. Okay. How did it get there?
It was placed.
It was placed. And this has a significant role in James's path.
It has a significant role in the Earth's path.
In the Earth path, yes. Sorry, thank you. Okay. So, what about the crystal? What about the land in Montana?
He needs land in Montana. Mm-hmm. He needs specific land. We're still working that. It's he will live in Montana though. He will own both properties.
So he will live both on the property in Virginia and in Montana.
Yes, he will know when to be in what place when, and he will be guided to be in which place when, and he will be where he needs to be when he needs to be there.
Is there also a crystal on the land in Montana?
Many. More supportive, not so secondary platform building in Montana, where the first one in West Virginia is very critical for the first engagement with the alignment.
Yeah. Okay.
The Montana one will be secondary, a more stabilization platform building.
Okay.
He'll understand this, and he does it perfectly.
Wonderful. So, as I understand it, the crystal in Virginia was placed there for a very specific reason. I gathered this reason ties in with Earth Ascension.
It does.
What exactly is its function in this process?
It anchors the plate, the eastern plate.
Okay. The Eastern Tectonic Plate.
Mm.
Okay. Who placed this crystal there?
The ancients.
The ancients from where?
The ancients.
Yeah, the ancients from where? Were they Gaian or off-planetary?
Off-planetary.
Off-planetary. What is James' connection to the off-planet civilizations? What is his strongest connection?
What do you mean by connection?
Well, James obviously has starseed lineage as an Atlantean. So which planet or which off-planet civilization does he have a strong connection to?
There's several.
Mm-hmm. Could you name?
There's a Andromedan influence.
Mm-hmm.
There's other higher influences.
Excellent. James and I are already aware that we, as in a human form, have connected to each other during some of the Atlantean times.
Yes.
Why have we been brought together again in this life?
Accelerate the universal consciousness of the people.
Mm-hmm.
This must be accelerated.
Yeah. So we will work together.
Yes, you shall.
We shall. Does that entail that I should learn Theta?
No.
No. I don't need to do that in that capacity?
You need to work with his theta healers to help them.
To help them, okay.
They've come and been called specifically, and now they've learned theta in a very structured, developed process developed by Bionic Stable with the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
And now, you, working with them, will show them more broadness of their powers, but they still need to learn within the structure of what
Theta.
Bionic showed them, yes.
We were on a council in Atlantis together. That was very fun.
You'll play a special role with them.
Okay.
You're a very special role.
Thank you.
In making them all aware of their backgrounds and developing their abilities.
Yes. How to serve the collective better. Yeah.
Don't get so structured on hierarchy and
No.
powers and councils.
No.
You will be with and used.
Yes.
You're not required to learn theta because it will not serve you. Then
Okay.
you'll be there just to help them with your abilities.
Okay. Thank you. That sounds good to me. Excellent. So one of James's questions was also, besides theta, will he learn other energy modalities?
He needs to, yes. This will be made very clear to him. He will work with Oksana doing this, and it is exactly as Sonama Kumara showed him.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly how Sanat Kumara showed him.
Yes.
That, with the hands, yeah. Directing, receiving and directing the divine energy?
To the heart.
To the heart.
To the heart central, to cleanse and purify and remove any discordant energy that's not required of these people that they need to be healed.
Yes.
So to start the process, to energize, to create, to cleanse and purify them.
Wow. What is his connection to Sanat Kumara, the Ascended Master?
Much love.
Much love.
Much love.
Wow.
James was a fearless volunteer many, many times.
Wow.
And he loves Sanat Kumara so much that he just keeps, he just doesn't think, he just volunteers.
Yes.
Much love, much love, much love, much love.
Wow. Thank you. The room just filled up with sparkles of gold. There's a very, very beautiful heightened energy at the moment. Many orbs. It's we are being bathed in incredible, I suppose, energy from Sanat Kumara, received in gratitude. It's very, very beautiful. Wow. Wow, what a gift. James also told me about his connection with the Christ consciousness, as in Jesus the Christ.
Yes.
That was pretty overwhelming to him. Could you add anything to that? Why did that happen now, and what is his connection to the Christ consciousness?
James had to go through his life and learn miracles through the Catholic Church and Christ.
Mm.
And for him, it's a very huge connection to what he remembers and who he is and what he's always been. But it's also more of realizing that Christ is his brother and one with him.
Wow.
So the Christ has taken on different forms for what James has been allowed to receive or could be able to receive the proper communication.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's starting to realize that through constant prayer and meditation, that him and Jesus are indeed brothers. And the difference between him and his ability to heal like Jesus did, again, through constant prayer and meditation, that he's requesting very strongly on incredible faith to be and receive the same energies that Jesus did, rising up in vibrationary level. Mm-hmm. And the materials and the ability and the energies are being provided for him to do that. We are answering his prayers in this way.
Wow.
And he will be very soon, very much like Jesus, without all the drama in the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Wow. I'm sure he'll be very excited to hear that. Thank you for sharing that. I'm just curious, does that, as you just shared with us, that so James as a soul aspect has holds an aspect as the brother of Jesus. Does that maybe also mean that they have that James shared physical lives with the physical Christ as in the Old Testament?
No, this is just energetically.
Okay, so it's all just energetically. Okay.
It's his desire to be that purity, his
Yes.
essence, and as the Catholic Church has taught, it's his channel or pathway to God, to the Creator.
Is through the Christ.
It's
Yes.
through the Christ.
Yes,
and
I
now
understand.
he's gaining an understanding. His leaps of faith and absolute love has really paved the way for this and made that energetic connection possible.
Fantastic.
And he shall do greater things than thee.
Wow. Yeah, we are absolutely living amazing times. We really do.
You know that, do you not?
Yes, I know. No, we are. I am completely aware of it, and I am very much enjoying it, and so is James. And all of us. Source energy. How about his token animals, his owls? What could you tell us about those?
James has had a very extended period in the northeast part of this country as part of the world. Mm-hmm. Working with, living as a druid, living in packs, living in the northeast, living in Russia. Mm-hmm. And the owls are very important to him. Mm-hmm. And they made an incredible breakthrough.
Yes.
And I have supported him on his earthly connection.
Yes.
And he needs that earthly connection. He's very connected to his outer planetary connections, mm-hmm. and the cosmos and other planets. And he's connected through Jesus to the Creator. And the owls are connecting him to his earthly connection, which he's always had a very strong connection with through past lives.
Wow.
And they're teaching him that in very real ways he's always played with and learned and never talked about, on how to do his mission down here and how to do it in a very reality-based third world way.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. So
they will continue to give him messages.
Yes.
And these messages are completely pure and accurate.
Yes.
And he calls on them when they need. And I know he's surprised when they come to him when he's driving down Shingside Highway, but they will come when they come. Yes. And he gets them, and he doesn't get into crashes, so he doesn't need to worry.
Yes. Yes, fantastic. The owls are his private little army of guides and protectors.
He's got the angels of Michael in heaven. He's got the army of owls on earth.
And the wolves, huh? He also has wolf spirit animals.
No? Just because his last name is Red Wolf in German doesn't mean he has any wolf in him.
Okay, I thought
and he knows that.
Okay, he knows that. So no wolf, just owls.
No need.
No need.
The owls are what serves him.
Yeah. And beautiful. So he would also like perhaps some help with getting back in shape. He was told that he needs to get back in shape. The
owls called him fat?
Yes. It was really quite funny, yes.
This will happen. His soulmate will help him, or his desire to reach his soulmate will help him.
Yeah.
And it's coming soon. He's ready to give up smoking. He's ready to be to regain his fitness and his health.
Yeah.
And his competition for finding a younger woman as a soulmate, although that might not be who he ends up with, will allow him to get back in the shape he needs. We're using his sexual drive to do that.
Yes.
As a motivation.
Smart move. Working with the tantric energy, right?
Yes.
Kundalini.
Yeah.
Yes. Source energy. He was told he needs to be fit again, especially for the physical work, the lifting off the crystal.
He does.
He does, and he will accomplish it. Yeah.
Did he not tell you that he knows? So then he knows. So
yeah, when he knows, he knows. But can we help him? I know that source energy can do anything. Can you help him to stop smoking? How can you facilitate in this? The smoking is really doing him no favors.
He must own some of this sacrifice, else he'll not feel like he is completely in charge and has his own free will.
Uh-huh.
If we don't let him think he could fuck it up, then he won't.
Okay, so it's all part of the plan.
He knows this.
He knows this. Okay. But he will give it up eventually.
Or he will not. It's up to him.
It's up to him. So his free will plays a part in this.
So this is future soulmate.
Yes, the search for the soulmate. Okay. What about his diet?
His diet is good.
Yeah?
He's taking the right supplements. He's clearing out the negative lead, aluminum, and heavy metal contaminants.
Yeah.
The mercury.
Yeah, the mercury from the teeth.
We gave him Maya over in Theta to give these messages to him, and he's taking those now.
Yeah.
He's doing the youth and rejuvenation gene has been activated. All the other genes have been activated. He's on track to do all this.
Yeah, so all the toxins from the heavy metal, they're on their way out. He's eliminating them?
Completely, yes.
Absolutely. Is there any advice on perhaps as in his diet?
Worry of getting old and being decrepit at the age of 84 and 87 like his mother and father is not a concern. He will be in the shape of his 50s and 60s into the time he is 90 and 100.
Fantastic.
If he wants children, he can have children. He shouldn't have to worry about aging or having the energy. He's going to be free. You all will be free of the bonds and the restrictions that have restricted past generations. Fantastic.
So we will really have much better health, physical health.
If you so choose.
Yes, if we so choose. Well, James and I definitely choose so. We're both also intending to stick around in these astro suits for quite a number of years. We're not going anywhere yet. And we like to do so in good health.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Thank you. Should he perhaps embrace a bit more plant-based diet? A little bit less meat, more plants?
It's tough in this environment, but yes, he needs to take more of the green vibrance that we introduced to him in the States, and he needs to bring that back and do that more.
Yeah.
He needs to get a water purifier for his house. The water is unsuitable here.
Yeah.
He needs to, again, avoid all the heavy metals, and he needs to start running, lifting weights, and working the squat rack that should be placed in his backyard.
Fantastic.
He all knows this. We tell him every night.
Okay. Sorry, that is just really funny. Thank you. I'm sure he got the message by now. And anyway, now I know too, so I'm here to remind him.
Good luck with that.
Thank you, Source Energy. So I'm just going over his questions. Will James eventually create another healing modality?
He will bridge a gap of knowledge, as you all are bridging different gaps of knowledge.
Yeah.
It will accelerate the learning and the process for a period of time.
Okay.
It's an important one, as these different modalities and expansions weave the web and create a better and full and complete understanding.
Okay.
Oksana will help him with this. You will help him with this. You will help the 12 with this.
Yes.
And actually, much to his surprise, he will be approached by Vajana Stable. He will be approached by another group of healers as well, related to Barbara Brennan.
Wow.
Related to Judy Becker. Also,
Fantastic.
Judy Becker will approach him when she sees him again. She will see this energy that's inside of him.
Yeah.
Realize his power, realize who he means, and this has all been predetermined. So he will be busy doing all this work, and this work will be divine work for the expansion of the consciousness of the people. This is what we talk about when we talk about heal the multitudes. He's very connected to this energy.
Yes.
The owls do keep him connected to the third plane, crystal continental work.
Yeah.
And nature and his love of it and his oneness with it.
Yeah.
While this modalities, spirituality, works more with his interplanetary higher chakra energy and raising of the consciousness, revealing capabilities and processes and awarenesses, and relates to healing the multitudes, that soul's mission statement there, that healing of the multitudes that way.
Fantastic, thank you. Very clear. They always say to James, he has these healing hands. Why the hands? Is that because of this, the Sunat Kumara thing?
It is. It's also part of the density of his bone structure and how to move that energy. He's starting to play with it. The animals feel it. The animals are very sensitive to it. Some of them are fearful, like people, and some of them come to it and accept it. He needs to accelerate the learning of this, and he will accelerate the learning of this. And he needs to listen to his instincts, and definitely by asking permission and playing with it and working with his 12 and working with Oksana and working with you.
Yes.
He will develop this, and it will be confident, and it'll be certain, and it'll be unmistakable. And people are already receiving it. Tatiana received it.
Yes.
Others have received it.
Mm-hmm.
Those that he loves will receive it. And then he loves all.
Yes, he will use it on the multitude.
He will understand, yes. He will use it with his theta healing. He'll use it with profound and instant, remarkable and noted effect. It's going to bring him quite some notoriety, which is why he had to learn all that humility first.
Yes.
And he will balance now.
Wow.
He understands he's the witness. He understands that he's part of a greater whole and awareness, and he's got great spirituality, and we're very proud of how he's managed this. He didn't fall into all the traps of ego and all the traps of materialism and all the other
ego traps.
Correct.
Yes, I thank you for sharing that. That is very profound and very beautiful. Wow. Source Energy, one of his final questions is, how can he tap into his creative side more?
Which is one of the parts of why we're giving him the money from the lottery. And he's already feeling that he needs to leave the military process and what he's learned there has served him. And they're now, this the friction he's been giving at work. He just needs to buy the materials or hang around people that have the materials and just do. Same thing with his handwork, same thing with his artwork, same thing with his downtime. He needs to give himself the freedom to explore. Playing the flute, the long wood flute, will give him a lot of unification and alignment within his system.
Okay.
To unleash that creativity.
Okay. Very good. Very, very good. Source, I think that we have gone through all of James's questions. I always ask Source Energy at this point in the session if it's necessary to do a body scan.
Yes.
Yes. So please, let's proceed to do so. Where would you like to start? At the feet or at the head?
We'll start at the head.
Okay. And please talk me through it.
You're going through the brain now. We're oxygenating the brain. We're increasing the blood vessels. The stem cells are creating more blood, fresh blood cells to close the gaps, to close the damage he's had to his frontal lobe through the Marine Corps, through child life, and various accidents he's been in. These extra brain cells will give him the imagination, as also the acceleration of everything he needs.
Okay.
Remove the herpes from his upper lip.
Yes, I put in that request yesterday for him. Yes. Why did he manifest the herpes?
He's over it largely. It's sexual hang-ups from his childhood.
Okay.
Related to his mother, his brothers. He's 95% over that through the theta healing and the theta work he's done. And he knows it. It's probably one of the last 3 or 4 or 5 connections he'll have before he can completely release and realize and act out in his full divinity. Life in One is great here for that, with his videos and the pictures and the recordings, as well as you, to get his promotion out there.
Yeah.
He will be going through this next transition quickly, and he'll do well. Okay, we're reinforcing the bone density of the bone structure to the spine, the collarbones, the shoulders.
Excellent.
Removing any mercury, cleaning one last time the calcified toxins, crystallized toxins, calcified or crystallized fluoride within his pineal gland. Removing any of those crystallized calcified toxins that no longer serve.
Excellent.
Clearing his lungs.
From the smoking?
From
pollution?
No, so much depression that he had through his life, the sadness, the disconnectedness that he felt. That's the only really reason he has the lung problem.
Yes.
The lungs need joy, and he's had little.
Yeah, okay.
Which was part of his life's lesson. He had to learn humility, and he's done well.
And to get rid of the depression.
Yes.
To embrace joy. Yes. Beautiful. Wow.
His heart's always been strong. His circulation is strong.
Wow.
We're fixing his muscles, adjusting his muscles so they'll be less painful for him and recover quicker and faster as he does his physical training, his physical exercises, so that there's less pain involved with it. We're removing the electrocution effects that had on him when he was 11 years old, and that really limited him on being fully, completely, physically athletic and do athletics without pain. Again, this was part of the humility contract that is now canceled.
Wow.
This vow has been removed.
Yeah.
We bring to James perfect bone support and perfect health throughout. Oxygenated blood, muscles that are now able to work and give him extreme fitness and power and strength and endurance, and the bone structure to support that. And the arthritis is no longer, this is one thing that he's conquered himself, the arthritis that he picked up in life. It was preordained, it was supposed to happen, it needed to happen, and he's conquered it. And it's one of his crown achievements, his early achievements that will be related to this as we look back on his life.
Where was the arthritis located?
Throughout his entire body.
Throughout the entire body, wow.
highly oxygenated blood and stem cells are being produced by his bone marrow to create and replace and fix and improve the density of the bone and the tendons, the cartilage, along with the muscles, creating highly oxygenated blood, finishing the final removal of all heavy metals, toxins, via the liver and kidneys, through the intestinal organs. He still needs to take diatomaceous earth. He still needs to take it mixed with bentonite clay. He needs to take all of the supplements consistently and get in a routine, a kinder and gentler regimen.
Okay.
For himself.
Okay.
Stem cells are being created and produced to increase and grow the brain density, so that his frontal lobe will be more compact and complete, and will close up the denser and the dead tissue that will be removed and flushed from his body. So his frontal lobe will be more, well, actually it'll be 100% living tissue with highly oxygenated blood cells. So it'll be a better, more pure channel required of him to do the work that he needs to do, not only with the healing and the hands modality, but also for the raw transmission of pure energy and thought required to do this.
Wow.
He's already activated the 8th or 9th, the 8th chakra above his head, 3 inches above his head, that connects him to the universal knowledge bank, the universal knowledge. Mm-hmm. This is being strengthened and expanded with clarity. His confidence and certainty will improve with this connected to the thought in his frontal lobes, hence the increase of the density of his brain tissue, and that'll be also give him the clarity of balance and discern these thoughts within his heart and whether to express them or not verbally, and give him the discernment of when and where to do that in public, and as an educator, as well as defending the movement and the awareness of the consciousness. He needs discernment. You all do.
Yes.
They're not aware yet. When they are aware, you'll need discernment. Mm-hmm. Be careful.
Was that to me?
Yes. And to him. He knows already. Another aspect of his military training.
Mm-hmm. What do I need to be careful of specifically?
At some time, they're going to understand the threat. They're going to see it. They don't see it now. It's not a movement. They're very much chained to third plane, materialistic, traditional powers. Mm-hmm. This has been a huge problem, but the last time we've had this movement here on Earth.
Yes.
With the amount of information and the confusion and the various things they have to look at, and the complexities of Earth, this will be a lot more hard for them to uncover and see your plan, but they will see it
at some point.
At some point.
And then I will have to be very careful.
You will know and you will see.
Yeah.
But also, the freedom of the people, the freedom of the consciousness, the inability for them to control this time is very much stacked in our favor.
Wow.
We will be free.
Mm-hmm. This is so heartwarming. Wow. Really very moving. Wow.
Love each other. Mm-hmm. Serve each other well.
Yes. We will and we are. Thank you.